Welcome in, hockey fans. We are here, as you can see behind me, in the beautiful new press box at Air Force at the, is it still Cadet Ice Arena, or have we got a new name?
No, but it's a Cadet Ice Arena, yeah. And no, we're really proud of this. Dave Toller did a great job in designing it, and it adds a lot to the ambiance of the building. Yeah.
Well, Scott Strandy here, along with head coach Frank Serratore at the Air Force Academy. A big weekend again. Every weekend's big in college hockey, but this one a little bit special early in the season, right, Frank?
Well, they always are when you play against your in-state rival, and we're not in the same league with Colorado College and Denver, but those games are big. When you look at games that our fan base, that sell season tickets, you look at in our league, you look at Army. Obviously, the Service Academy rivalry is special, but then also the in-state rivalries. People are always curious to see how the Falcons are going to fare against both the Evil Empire from the north and the Evil Empire from the south, Denver and Colorado College.
Okay, you started the season, and we talked on the podcast about an exhibition game that wasn't really an exhibition game over at Ropes, and you came away with the win, the first win in that building. I know that's important to you, but last weekend you go up and you get a split at Michigan State. Tell me about that weekend.
Well, I think the biggest thing, Scott, what we wanted to do, it was the game at CC was a little bit chaotic. I'm sure that Chris would tell you the same thing on their side. You play those early games like that, and you're not. Your guys don't have a lot of game experience, especially our team and their team. Air Force and CC have particularly young teams in a year where college hockey is going to be very, very old, with with everybody getting a fifth year, the transfer portal, everything that's going on. So we had two young teams, and the game got a little bit chaotic at the end, and fortunately our goalie came up big and found a way to win that game for us down there by a goal. And we wanted to make a progressive step, going into Michigan State and just tidy things up a little bit, and I think we were successful in doing that. And that on Friday at East Lansing, we prevailed in overtime. We won, but let me tell you, we were the better team. The hockey gods were fair that night. We deserved to win that game. We outplayed them. We out-hustled them. We outshot them. We out-special teamed them. We out-goaltended them, and we deserved to win. On Saturday, of course, I don't know if they were expecting to get what they got on Friday. And, of course, Michigan State, being the team they are, came out much stronger and played a better game on Saturday. But when, in talking about how the youthfulness of our team, just to put it in perspective, because coaches will flap this and that, we're young, this and that. Michigan State, with their lineup on the ice, had just under 1,100 man games, and we had just under 350. Do the math on that. That's massively significant, massively. So we had a real young team. We put a lot of energy into winning that game on Friday night. I don't think we had as much gas in the tank. There's only so much battery acid that you can expend, and we're young, and it's going to be hard for us to go back to back this year against teams that are that deep and that old.
Okay, so you weren't the only one that had success from the Atlantic hockey with the Big Ten. What does that say about your conference?
Well, I think college hockey, I mean, there's more players than there are lockers available, and there's a supply and demand problem right now. And along with, again, the NCAA made it more complicated and made it worse for incoming players when they gave all the matriculating athletes, 4 years of athletes, another year. So they just made it older, and they made it deeper. They made less lockers available for players coming in a freshman class, and it's just the way it is, and it's the way it's going to be. We have to do things the old-fashioned way here. We're not going to bring in transfers. We don't have fifth-year players. We're going to have to bring in freshmen, and they're going to have to become sophomores. Our sophomores are going to have to be juniors. Our juniors are going to have to become seniors. We have one 4-year senior that's playing in our lineup this year, and the teams typically that we play against this year are going to have, for sure, 3 to 5 4-year seniors and 3 to 5 5-year seniors. That's just the way it is. But we've got a lot of spirit in our locker room. We like our team. We're on the young side. We're not deep. We're going to have to stay away from the injury bugs. We're going to have to manage our practice times because, again, these kids only have so much battery acid, and they've got a pretty rigorous schedule here at the academy, academically, athletically, and militarily. So we're going to have to do a good job of managing their ice time, managing practice times, just to make sure that we're being able to maximize our potential on Friday and Saturday night.
Okay, so tell me about this rivalry for people in the Southwest that are watching this, or other places in the country that maybe haven't experienced Denver Air Force. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, it's an in-state rivalry. I would like to, the best rivalries, we've got a better rivalry with Colorado College because we've beaten them a lot more times. We've had more success against them, and it's not really a rivalry when the same team wins all the time. And Denver has been a thorn in our side. They just seem to be able to have the power to reload every year, and they're loaded for bear this year. We haven't had a great deal of success with them over the years. We've had competitive games, but we haven't had a great deal of success. So, it's a rivalry in the sense that it's a front range, a couple of teams on the front range that are going to be playing against each other. It would be nice for us to start to win a few more games against them, and like I said, that would make it a little bit more of a rivalry. But Peter Menino was on my radio show a couple of weeks ago, and then he remembers the year, he brought up the year they won the national championship when he was in goal, and they came in here early in the year and got beat by us, and he said that was something that he thought was really aided them as a team, and he said the rest of the year, they didn't take anybody for granted the rest of the year. So we expect, we've always competed well, and against both Colorado College and Denver. We've beaten Colorado College a lot more times than we've beaten Denver, but the games are always good. The games are always competitive, and like I said, from a player standpoint, the players want to play those games. They want to play Denver. They want to play CC. They want to play the Michigan States. They want to play teams like that. They want to see how they measure up against those. And of course, the games with West Point are big. They're big for not just our players, but they're big for our fan base as well.
Okay, so final question for you. When you look at this as a measuring stick to see where your program's at this early in the year versus competition like that, and B, when you talk about pairwise, I mean, I know you prefer just to win the Atlantic Conference tournament and get the auto bid, but is this important pairwise?
Well, it's more important for Denver pairwise probably because we're a young team, and unless something really weird happens, we're going to have to win our conference championship and get the automatic qualifier. I don't mean to be negative, but when you look at our team, how grossly young we are, we're going to have our ups and downs, and we're going to have to find a way to win. And in order to find a way to win, we're going to have to be able to find a way to stay healthy. Denver is a legit contender. It's not often, Scott, that you see a team coming in here at number 11 in the country and you say they're underrated, but I would say Denver is underrated. I think they are a top 5 team. They're they will be an NCAA team, and they will be a legit NCAA championship contender.
Okay, well, I get to see you 2 weekends in a row because I'm going to see you here, then I'm going to go down to Lindenwood, see you play them down there. So
no, and that's good. And I guess something else just came to mind, being I'm looking at College Hockey Southwest here. Greg Powers has got a pretty good hockey team at Arizona State, and Denver took that group to the woodshed last weekend. The close game was closer on Friday, but it was a rout we got a little closer on Saturday. Yeah. But the game on Friday was a rout. So when you're looking, and I'm talking about Denver, in all due respect, they played against a team that we know is good. We know Arizona State's going to have a good year, and like I said, Denver pretty much took them to the woodshed over the weekend, so we know we're going to have our hands full, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
Frank Serratore, thanks as always for visiting. We loved having you on the podcast. Love being here in person.
My pleasure.